Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Demi's World. First time for me, just chatting. So obviously I'm Demi, and I'm streaming out of Brisbane, Australia. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. It's a beautiful sunny autumn day, and so today, no gaming, just chatting. I realise that's a fortnight setting that I have behind me, but it's kind of a nice setting, and I don't yet know how to stream without game capture. I know there's a display capture, but I don't actually know how to do that yet. So anyway, so this morning I thought I'd just start by telling you a little about things that I love, that I'm interested in, and some other genuine stuff about me. So join in and chat whenever you feel like it, or just listen to me rabbit on, one of the two. Okay, so let's do it. I live in Brisbane, Australia, clearly. I was born in this country, but I have lived in other countries. I've lived in the States and I've lived in New Zealand, and I'm 74 years old. I have 7 children. I have grandchildren, and I'm a great grandmother as well. So yeah, I'm an old World of Warcraft player. Starting way back in like 2004, I started playing World of Warcraft. I played for maybe 11 years, maybe a little longer, and then I reached some pretty high levels with that. Here comes Banana. I'm not playing the game. I'm just using this as a backdrop. So because I don't know how to do it any other way. So, and it's quite nice. You'll see the sun. You'll see the sun come up shortly, and it's quite lovely. And it has a lovely sunset as well. So yeah, played World of Warcraft. Reached high levels. I was pretty good at it. I didn't stream. I was just simply a player. Just let me adjust this for 1 second. And yeah, that's a bit better. All right, so I can put that down now. Oh, I've changed the view. I got up off the seat, that's why. Let me sit back down. Oh, who turned the fire off? You got to have a fire, surely. Off we go. There we go. We're back on again. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Great fire to chat by. And need a coffee now. Pardon me. Frog. So yeah, played it, and then unfortunately I had a motorbike accident. That kind of put me out of commission for some time, and then I didn't play after that. I was in hospital for a fair while. In recovery, and then in rehab and stuff like that. So I didn't get to play after that. Unfortunately, a couple of years after that, well into my rehab, I developed an ear infection in my left ear. Pretty much ignored it. When it got really bad, went up to the hospital. Did all the things you did. They sent me home with antibiotics, blah, blah, normal sort of story. So my sister came home one day and found me unconscious. So whipped me up, called the ambulance, whipped me up to the surgery, and what had happened is the infection had gone to my brain, and I was in a pretty bad way. They induced a coma, operated on me, on the old head, and I came out of that with some cognitive issues. Literally, my brain boiled. My temperature was 40 something, 40 point something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they induced the coma to stop your brain from baking, I guess, and stopping. So yeah, it was in a pretty bad way. I lost some cognitive abilities, and I lost things. I lost memory, quite a few things. So that was okay. At this stage, I'm in a wheelchair from the motorbike accident. My brain's gone somewhere. I don't know where it went. and I'm not so much in a very good way, but that was okay. So I started to just adjust, I guess, to that particular way of life. It was really hard to give up bike riding. It's the love of my life, but it's the way it is. I couldn't be trusted on a motorbike anymore. My reflexes weren't good, stuff like that. Anyways, part of my rehabilitation is I have a medical team that helps me to recover, I guess, from all of those sort of things. Thankfully, I have a very supportive family as well, which helps me a lot. But I wasn't doing anything, and I'm not a person that can not do anything. To me, this wasn't the end of my life. It was a different chapter, but I just had to find out what that involved. So with medical team's advice, probably about a year ago, they suggested that I go back to gaming, because one thing that it will do is assist you to recover cognitive skills. It's a really good thing for senior folk like myself to do that. I'm also autistic. I have autism, ADHD, and the normal, comorbids that go with that, with the exception of one thing. I have a thing called prosopagnosia, which is called facial blindness, which has been a bit of a bitch all my life. So that's a difficult one to get over. However, having that, it doesn't matter. I'm a happy person. I'm content with most aspects of my life. There's certainly some I'd like to change, but that's about my story, I guess. I live in a share house with my sister, my three youngest of my adult children. We are a neurodiverse family, meaning that the only one that's sane is my sister. The rest of us are neurodiverse. So that is a mixture of three of us have autism, ADHD, and one has ADHD. And so it's an interesting household, let me tell you. All right, what's my interest? What do I like to do? Clearly, gaming. I mean, I came into here a lesser game. When I say lesser, I don't mean less in quality or anything like that, but less demanding on my system. Guess what? I actually have to feed myself. Am I feeding myself? No, I'm going to actually have to get up for a second, go across and feed myself, or... There we go. Now I can sit back down again. Okay. Sit back and wait. See, the sun's coming up. Oh, I think it's going to be a rainy day in Demi's gaming world today, and the pigs are making one hell of a noise, aren't they? That is disgusting. Oh my God. Yeah, so obviously gaming. So that's what I was saying. I come into this world because it's not a lesser quality game, but it's a lesser demanding game on my system. And I literally fell in love with it. I don't by the way, I've never streamed before, so that was a big learning curve. The other thing on top of that is that I've never used a PC before. When I played World of Warcraft, I played on my trusty Apple Mac, of which I have a new one over there. And someone just jumped onto Twitch and just said hello. Hello, how are you? Pleased to see you. Well, pleased to meet you. Welcome. I'm just chatting. If you feel like asking a question or jumping in or something, please do. You're very, very welcome. Okay. I love it. I've gone from simply just jumping in and starting a world. I was never in my intent to be a builder or anything. I just wanted to regain some skills, I think I have probably 9 worlds now. I certainly have many villages on each, but what I've developed out of it is a love of building in here. I play Survivor, but I got an invitation a couple of weeks ago from um, a gentleman by the name of Denver, and he's from the Adventurers Global Alliance. Um, and he invited me to come into to start a game in expert mode. Whoa. Well, I did that. I tried that prior to the invitation to go into the Global Alliance, and I think I hold the record in Fortnite for having been killed in the least amount of time. I think it's something like 30 seconds. And once you get killed in expert, that's it. You're gone. You can't go back into the game. So I was a little apprehensive. However, my bestie, Kim Sanchez, who also plays this game, she came in with me, and she helps me to learn the expert thing. The problem that I have in learning is that when I played World of Warcraft, as I said, I was playing on an Apple machine. I've got to get used to this machine, this new PC. It's a good setup. I bought a brand new gaming machine. I have double monitors, and I have my other one set up here as well, my Apple Mac, so I can sort of see what's going on. It's a good setup, but it's a Windows-based. It's a Windows 11, which, by the way, I've had no problems with. I've heard a lot of people say that they have a lot of problems. I got an IT tech person to come in and set it all up for me. Set up OBS. He hasn't really showed me how to do it yet, because I don't take information in and retain it very well. So he just came in by remote, set me all up, and told me what to do, basically, in terms of how to stream. And that's it. So yeah, that's it. So here I am. I'm in the Adventurers Global Alliance, playing expert mode, and it's a challenge, I can tell you, because I'm terrified of getting killed, and then I can't go back in anymore. So anyway, Kimmy, my bestie, she looks after me. So I'm kind of doing the building in it, and she's doing the resource hunting and the killing and keeping us safe and all that sort of thing. That's pretty much what I do. Now, I stream 6 days a week. I don't normally stream on a Sunday. It is Sunday here today. I don't game on a Sunday at all. One of the reasons I don't is first off, I'm a Christian, and secondly, because my son works on Saturday nights. He's a muso, and as a result of autism, he doesn't drive. And I do. So I'm his roadie. So I go handle all the stuff for him, and if he's not gigging, then he's working, because he's an audio sound tech. That's a tautological word. Did you know that? When you go audio sound, that's a tautology. Check up what a tautology is. I have a bad habit of using them. And anyway, so he's a sound tech at a local heavy metal club, and it's great. He absolutely loves it. I'm a heavy metal freak from way back in the days of when in Sydney the Rolling Stones and the Beatles entered Australia. Very similar times. I think it was way back in, 1965 or something like that. And, it divided the nation, because you either became a Beatles fan or you became a Rolling Stones fan. Of course, I went Rolling Stones. And I developed a love of metal music. Probably the biggest thing that I do right now, though, that biggest change, has been my turn on to symphonic power metal. I absolutely love it. I had not heard it before, and then vocalist, a YouTube vocalist by the name of Dan Vask. Extraordinary performer, extraordinary. If you get a chance to go and have a look at any of his videos, it's just Dan Vask, D-A-N, and then surname V-A-S-C. Go to his channel, his YouTube channel. If you like music, you're going to love what he does, because he's got probably, I don't know, maybe 250 plus covers that he does. Now, he does every genre of music, and when he covers a song, I'm going to be honest, 9 times out of 10 it comes out better than the original. Now, he belongs to a symphonic power band. His band is called Fearless, which I absolutely adore. But go check Dan out and see what you think. My other probably favorite musicians in the world, let's go through bands. Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth, Fearless, Angra, Sabaton. Oh my God! Now the memory's going to go. There's so many bands that I absolutely adore. And mine's gone blank. I should have made a list of them, shouldn't I? That's bands. In terms of vocalists, Dan Vask, Tommy Johansson, Eric Gronwell. These are not new. These are YouTube people. Actually, Tommy Johansson was the lead singer after Sebastian Bach left Skid Row. And I'm pretty sure he was with, hi, JT in the chat. I'm really good, mate. How are you today? I'm not gaming today, mate. I'm just chatting to myself at the moment, until someone comes in that decides they want to chat. But I'm just basically telling people a bit about me and things that I like to do. So how are you? JT is I spoke earlier about the Adventurers Global Alliance, and that's great, JT. And JT is one of those members. Fantastic player. I also have played with, oh gosh, what is the name of it? Rapid Survival and Battle. I didn't do Rapid Survival with JT. I did it with Kimmy, but I did Battle Royale, and I had a ball, honestly. I've never seen anyone fly aircraft or whatever it is the way JT does. Thanks, JT. JT usually comes on my stream, and he lurks on the side while he plays his own. He just listens to me chat along, and it's really lovely to have him there. No problems, JT. That's awesome. But yeah, we're flying all over the place in this battle royale, and man, he can maneuver an aircraft, I tell you. It was so much fun, and I'm definitely going to be probably not playing as much Fortnite survival as what I have normally played. I'm certainly going to be going on I will be playing the expert mode. I certainly will be playing with my friend on Kim's World. But I will be playing Battle Royale. I'll be playing Rapid Survival if it lasts. I think it kind of will. It's pretty popular. But the other day I decided just to take a bit of a trip down memory lane, and I went and logged into WoW. WoW, yeah, WoW. Into World of Warcraft, for those who don't know what WoW is. And I recovered, my old accounts, and I went in. I had no bloody idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to do anything. It was it was kind of, I'm just adjusting my sound here. Hang on a second. Because I realised turned it up really loud yesterday. And I'm kind of hoping I'm turning it down a bit now. Anyway, so yeah, I went in, didn't know what I was doing. And I thought, well, that's the end of that. So while I may have some cognitive abilities, they're certainly not at the standard of World of Warcraft yet. I won't give up. I will go back. I enjoyed World of Warcraft. But there's so many other games, I think, that I want to try. Currently, pardon me, sorry for coughing. I get first up in the morning. You know, it's 20 past 4 a.m. here. And first up in the morning, I get a frog in my throat. It's to do with age. and not enough coffee. So, other games. I'm currently watching again the series The Witcher. And I'm really, really interested now as a result of that in going and playing the game, The Witcher. I don't know how I'll go. I'm not fantastic in combat. I'm just not fast enough. I think maybe I need to learn to give up the keyboard and mouse and learn how to use a controller. I don't know. You know, opinion is very mixed on whether I should do that or not. But I want to play that. There's other games, there's other Epic and Steam games. I've probably got 100 Steam games, of which I can't play any of them. I've just downloaded them and then had a go and went, don't know how to proceed. What I probably should be doing is going onto YouTube and going through some of the beginners videos on a particular game. But one of the things I've found, certainly when I was trying to set up how to do streaming and all that, is one, they talk so fast. If you go to a beginner's video, you know, say OBS, you know, trying to set up OBS, they talk so fast. They say, then you go here and you go there and you do this and you do that, but they don't tell you how. I mean, if you have no idea where to find a particular thing on your computer or something, it's absolutely useless. Yet they declare themselves to be absolute beginner's guide to OBS or absolute beginner's guide to something else. Where I've got stuck on most of the games is that I'll get like, okay, what was it I played the other day? I went on the Star Wars. It was a Fortnite one, and not the separate game Star Wars, not Star Wars in the survival world or anything. There's two separate parts to it. So it's a specific Star Wars. Now, I've never watched Star Wars in my life, have no clue. I think from what I've heard, there's a dude called Darth Vader or something, and then there's a young guy, some sort of a robot computer thing. I can't remember too much about it. That's what I know. I have never watched an episode of Star Wars in my entire life. Matter of fact, I was talking to somebody the other day about this very same issue of mine, and I said, oh yeah, I think I remember. Isn't that Mr. Spock? They went, no, Demi, that's Star Trek. I went, oh, okay. There's my knowledge of Star Wars. So I go in there, and I suddenly find myself in a ship, and I'm this leader woman, and we have to get out of there. But I have no idea how. It says that I've got to fire my way out. And, oh, look, without going into too much detail, I gave up. I logged out because I had no idea. So, you know, using the old brain, I decided I'm going to go on to YouTube and, you know, put in beginners for the Star Wars saga and all of that. Not one of them told me how to do anything. They went through, they gave me the gameplay, they gave me settings, they gave me, I think it's called bindings or something. They gave me some important information like that. But when I got into the game, they didn't tell, when they started playing, they didn't tell you how to play it. So for any YouTubers out there who happen to be putting out videos on how to, here's 2 things of advice. 1, slow down your speech. There's no need to be, to speak so fast that I couldn't even keep up with you, honestly. It was ridiculous. Because one of the things I've got to do, if I'm taking instruction, with my brain the way it is now, I've got to write things down. So I'm click off, click on, click off, click off, trying to write these things down. And the guy is just going so unbelievably fast. It was ridiculous, way too fast. The second, that pig is making a disgusting sound. Hey, will you stop that? I'm going to have to go out the front of the building if you don't keep stopping that taco. Taco, come on. Anyway, the second thing is, when you're telling someone what to do in a beginner's video, tell them how to do it. Tell them where to go to find a particular thing. Okay, so if you've got to click on something, go to such and such. Tell me how to get there. I mean, honestly, there has not been one video that I've watched, whether it be setting up OBS, whether it's been gaming, whether it's been, anything, where they've actually told me how to. So big advice out there. Don't just assume that people know. When you're a beginner like me, I need instruction on how to turn the bloody computer on, let alone anything else, No, I'm joking. I'm not that bad. But that's what it is. So there's more games that I want to play. Also, Kim and I are going to be starting a new survival world. I think she's already started it. I was in there yesterday. So what I've done is, and what she's done is, she's gone through and I just hit the camera. There we go. Yeah, hit the camera, and I've eliminated half of my survival. Well, not. She's eliminated all of hers bar 1, which was an expert mode. I am going to be eliminating all of my worlds bar 1, and I'm going to be eliminating any village that's not up to scratch. Well, let me explain what I mean by that. When I first started, I came in, I followed the instructions, I used the templates, or I should say their prefab buildings and stuff like that. And I went ahead and I did it. And the last thing I thought was that I would ever develop a love of building, which because I'm not a creative person. I don't have a creative bone in my body, to be honest. But I did find that the buildings were rather mundane and all of that. So I went through quite a few worlds and quite a few villages just doing the same thing, and I ended up becoming quite bored with it. And then I decided, okay, no more prefabs. What I had been doing with some of the prefabs is tearing some things down and modifying them. And I found out I quite liked that. So I decided to start a village here. What prompted it was that I saw a picture, and I cannot remember whether it was on screen or whether it was in a book, or I don't watch TV, so it couldn't have been a TV thing. But it was a picture of a resort in the Bahamas. And I couldn't see too much inside of it, but it was just this beautiful resort. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have an attempt at that. My God, that sound is just reverting. I'm going to move because he's really quite a pig, and it's kind of putting me off. I'm going to go stand out here and away from him. I know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go up the stairs. I'm going to go here. Now, if I had a chair, I'd sit down, but I don't. So I'm just going to stand out here and look out there. How's that? Now I won't be able to hear them. All right. What was I saying? Remind me. Where was I? Yeah. So I decided I was going to have a go at a complete my own building, design it, and try to duplicate the, sorry for yawning, it is early. Try to duplicate the picture that I saw because it was really quite spectacular. Now, I'm going to take one little jump out here because I'm going to show you what I come up with. And this is why I've developed a love. Yep, we're going out to sea. Now I'm going to go out here and I'm going to turn around, and that's what I created. That's kind of nice, hey? And it's not your standard, if you know anything about Fortnite, it is just not your standard kind of building. But that's very similar to the picture that I saw. So of course I developed a love of doing this. So that's what I'm doing now. I don't use stock standard buildings anymore. I design my village from where I am. Okay. It looks amazing. Thanks, JT. So that's it. So I've since this one's completely finished now. I just come over here now to check on my villagers, and they're hardworking, collect all the work that they've done and have a chat to them and do that sort of stuff. And that's about it. I did go over to a place where I'm probably most comfortable in the world, and that is the snow country. I went to the Frostlands and I started another build over there. Now, I did use prefabs on that, but I modified them all, and I created a whole new village with that as well. So, but this is my number one. This is my first build. This is my absolute favorite. And it's incredible how you can be in a game. The reality is this is a pixel world. Yet I come here and I feel calm, safe, even though there's a bloody brute over there that wants to kill me. I love it. If I'm upset with anything, I come into this world. I talk to my viewers, I talk to my friends on here, and it's great. And it's incredible to think that a pixelated world, which is not a real world, it's a fantasy world, can actually do that. And I guess what you've got to be careful of in something like that, which is a reality for me, is that you don't get lost in it. As an autistic person, you can become very obsessed with gaming. A lot of autistic people game because one of the things we do is hyperfixate on things, and you can come into a world like this and you can do it for hours and hours. I have actually streamed in, I think it was three or four sessions in one day, 11 and a half hours of playing. And I know people, that's nothing. I know people who have done 24, 48 hours, around there. So, yeah. Easy to do, easy to get caught up in. You got to be realistic and go, okay, there is an outside world. Not for me. I don't, I'm very much a loner. I don't particularly play well with people in the real world, for a lot of reasons. What's some of the reasons this autistic person doesn't play well? This is going to sound like a criticism, and I don't mean it that way. Neurodiverse people think differently. I'm going to give you an example of what neurodiversity is. For anyone who's probably watching this or listening to this, you will be very familiar with what a Windows-based computer system is and what an Apple Mac is. If you're not, They're two entirely different based computer systems. Now, I've always likened neurodiversity is anyone who suffers from, autism, ADHD, any of those particular disorders, whatever. So neurotypical is a person who doesn't suffer from those. So if you hear me use the terms neurodiverse, that's me. Neurotypical, yep, that's my sister. She doesn't have any of those. So this is not a criticism of the neurotypical world. This is how I personally see it, okay? So if I get a whole lot of chat coming back at me saying, you people think you're bloody terrific and all that, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got to do with my ability to process information. I process it in an entirely different way. Now, an example of that was if you tried to install iOS or Apple software into a Windows 11 computer system, it's not going to work. They're two entirely different languages. They're very opposite in the way you use them. They're completely different. I've always said I am an Apple Mac trying to exist in a Windows world, and that's what it's like. So please don't take this to heart, right? Communication to me, what is it? It's information. It is I'll go as far as to say it's useful information gathering. It's information that I can use, that's of value to me. So what's one of the things that's completely out? Gossip. Gossip is useless information. And it has no part in my life. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So when I get with a lot of neurotypical people, I've developed friendships with people, but somewhere along the line, gossip starts. And I tell you what, when that happens, you've just lost me. Hey, look at this. This is so beautiful. It's just coming on nighttime. That is so gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah. I lose complete focus when people start like talking about other people, and not even in a detrimental way. They might be talking about them in a non-detrimental way, but it's not because I don't know the person. And it's generally sort of mundane stuff, I completely lose interest, and then I'm considered to be rude. Well, it is what it is, I also don't flourish very well in crowded settings. Crowded to me is anything more than 3 people. That's a crowd. For me, when you've got, because I have what's a comorbid of my autism is called SPD, sensory, sorry, I do apologize for this coughing. I don't have a cold or anything. I just get a frog in my throat. So SPD is sensory perception disorder. So we have, I'll give you a little example. We have 6 senses, right? But we have sound, we have smell, we have taste, we have sight, we have touch. And my senses are probably at least a double level to most people. I am ultra sensitive in all the senses. So sound, if you've got 2 people in a room and they're talking, and nothing in the background, no music I can handle music in the background. It's just the other people talking I can't. But if you're having a conversation with one person, that's fine. I can handle that. But if you add 2 people to it, one of the things that a lot of people do when they're in a crowd is they talk over people, or if it's more than say 3 people, you have a conversation going behind you whilst you're trying to have a conversation. And I'm so sensitive to that, and I lose it. I can't I can't concentrate. I lose focus on what people are saying because I'm so acutely aware of this other conversation. Now, multiply that by 10. You're in a room with 20 other people, and there's 6 conversations going on. Can you imagine what that's like for me? Because I am super sensitive to all of them. Okay. Now add to that, it's heavy drinking, or not even heavy drinking. Everyone's having dinner or and a drink, stuff like that. My sense of smell and stuff like that is also acutely aware of everything that I can smell, that I can see, that I can touch. So rooms with people in them aren't too good for me. I don't cope well. So I don't like going out to dinner or anything like that because it's not an environment that I go well in. So what sort of environment do I go well in? Well, I'm a camper. I love camping in the bush on my own, just with my dog, no people around. And when things get really bad for me, when I become overwhelmed with, I live in a suburb in the city of Brisbane, so when life, well, that's something I'll tell you. Has anyone ever heard the term white noise? So there's a few different definitions of it. What I call white noise is electricity going through the wires above you. I feel it and I can hear it. General city type noises, there's a truck going down a highway, stuff like that. It's all very loud. I'm using the wrong word. It's not necessarily loud. It's the whole lot of it all mixed up make a horrible mess that I can't seem to cope with very well. So I go camping and I go bush, and the only sounds that I can hear then is the sounds of animals or insects or a stream running, stuff like that. And then of course I play my music in the background. Now I can just imagine everybody's going, hang on a minute, she has all of this super sensitive stuff, but she's a heavy metal freak and she goes to heavy metal clubs. How do I explain that? Not easily. I will attempt to, though. Music is my life. Music is my passion. I can hear, I can be in a club and when heavy metal music's on, believe me, no one's talking. It's all about the music. So I can be in a club and I can have heavy metal music up blasting, and my focus is purely on the music. It's not on any conversation because it's so usually loud. No one's talking anyway. So I hope that kind of explains how I can have a love of heavy metal music. What's absolutely awesome for me is to go to a huge outdoor concert and sit right up the front of for heavy metal music. I'm not going to sit up the back because that's where the conversation's going, and I'm not interested in that. So I'll go right down the front, and but one of the problems there is that you get into, if you know anything about heavy metal music, you get into a mosh pit, and it's so crowded and people are kind of pushing up against you and all that sort of thing. And sometimes I can handle it, but most times I can't. So I just try to go as close as I can without too many people around. But that's how I can handle heavy metal music, and it doesn't bug me. And it's a simple thing, I guess. Yeah, no one talks during heavy metal music. So in my son's club that he goes to, they have on every Saturday night, they have anything from 2 to 4 or 5, maybe 6 bands on. And as I said, he's the sound tech for it. and it's fantastic because I sit and wait for him. I take him up there. Pardon me. I sit in the club. They know me up there. You know, I'm kind of like a bit of like the grandmother or the mother up there. Terrific bunch of people. And then the band's all set up, and then we just go and we'll just do 5 or 6 hours of solid heavy metal music. We finish fairly late. I get home probably 11:30, 12 at night, and that's what I was explaining before, why I don't necessarily stream on a Sunday. It is because I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock after I've only had 3 hours sleep from the Saturday night prior to. So I made that commitment that I would not stream on a Sunday morning, and also I'm a Christian. It's the Lord's Day today, so when I say streaming, I mean gaming. I'm not gaming. Why am I on here today? It's Sunday here, okay, because Jordan's got the flu and he couldn't work. So I was home last night and went to bed early, and I thought, okay, I've always wanted to do this. I wanted to do just a chat and see how that goes. I'm not going to rave on for too long, but I might see how I go about doing it each Sunday, because it's not gaming per se. It's just chatting. It's just talking to people. I'll see how I go. I might kind of do it a little bit later. One of the things why I do my streams at this particular time or so early is because most of my subscribers are in the States. Now, if I was to do a live stream, say for instance, even any time after lunch here in Australia, well, that's midnight in the USA. So whilst I took advantage of the fact that I'm a very early riser, I normally wake around 3 a.m., jump in the shower, get myself a cup of coffee, and I'm ready to go. Set up my stream, and I'm ready to go by 4 a.m. But mainly that's because I have, I think it's my analytics showed that I have 82% of my viewers, damn, are in the States. So we'll see how it goes. I might try doing it a little bit later. I normally finish this stream, my gaming stream. I'll probably be finishing in about 10 minutes. I'll finish that about 5 a.m. I was only going to plan on doing this for 1 hour. And then we'll see what happens after that. But if you're interested, I just drop a comment in chat, or go on to leave a comment for me in the comment section below the video. I'm pretty much open to most questions. Whatever you, I mean, this is the very first one that I've done, that just chatting on its own. So I'm open to, I'd even consider doing it a few more times during the week as well, because if people showed an interest in just wanting to talk to me, ask me questions, I'm pretty much open to anything. So long as it's not that personal, then I'm going to go, whoa, come on, be real, be nice, play nice with me. And but we'll see how it goes. So I guess for me, that's about it. Yeah, I think I've got 10 minutes to go. I just trying to think if there's anything else that I can even talk about. But my views on stuff, right? All right, that's a question. Thank you for that. What's my views on what? What is it? This is a Twitch question. I don't do politics. Sorry. I will not discuss. There's 3 things in this world that I will not debate. I will not talk about because they're views that are based on your own belief system. None of them are right. They're right for you, but they're not right for anybody else. So for me to sit here and say, my belief is this, that, or the other, which could be in total opposition to yours, that's putting the whole discussion in a place of one's right and one's wrong. And I don't believe that. If I have one particular belief that's so strong in this world, it's that your environment, how you are raised, anything that you have a solid personal belief in, it's your truth, but it's not absolute truth. It's just your truth. And you don't have the right to turn around to anybody and say, well, my view's right. Hey, your view's right for you. But it doesn't mean that it's right for... Okay, JT, no problems, mate. It doesn't necessarily mean it's right for anybody else. So, what's the 3 things? 1, religion. I'm a Christian. Get over it. Don't come on here and try to tell me not to be a Christian. My faith in Jesus is very, very real to me. My proof of Jesus' existence is real to me. My love of the Lord is real to me. End of story. We'll not discuss it. The second thing is politics. Again, you got extremes in the world. You got left and right. Left's wrong, right's right, right's wrong, left. Oh, come on. We've a situation in the United States at the moment where politics has divided a country. Why? You just all believe you're right. You're not. For God's sake, you're right for yourself, but go ahead, vote the way you want to vote. That's fine. That's fantastic. Do that. Inactivity warning. I'm about to be kicked off. I better move. But, don't go thinking that your opinions, your belief systems are absolutely the answer to the world's woes. They're not. They're just a view that you have, and it's right for you. The other thing, so we've done, what did we do? We did religion, we did politics, and the third thing is sexuality. I will not be dragged into debates on that either. But I will talk about anything else that you want to talk about. It doesn't matter to me, whatever you want to talk about, except those 3 things. I won't talk about those. So, JT's just, okay, so the comment I just got then, I'm going to censor conversations. Really? You see that as censoring? See, I see that as drawing a boundary. This is my channel, it's my stream, and it's my conversations. You're happy to join anything you like, but I have drawn the boundary and said I will not discuss 3 particular things. If you want to go fight with someone, go join a political station. Go debate with anybody you like about the things you want to, but this is not a debate. This is just a chat with Demi. And Demi has drawn 3 boundaries. I keep looking at the chat on Twitch. He just left. Good. Because it just doesn't interest me. Okay. So anyway, I'm a happy person. I like to stay happy. I'm cheerful. I'm a dreadful comedian. So I'm told. But JT there in the chat tells me that I have a calming voice and he likes listening to it while he's playing his own games. Well, I don't know that I agree with him, and I don't think my family would agree with me. But hey, it suits him and it suits me, and he's a lovely guy. All right, I'm going to go. We are 4:54. I'm almost out of time, and unless people can put some sensible type of suggestions up on, or questions up, and not about censorship, then, and you accept the boundaries of my particular stream, then that's fine. I'm going to end this stream for now, and I will see you again really, really soon. I think I'll do this again. I'm going to, I expect controversy. I think it will happen. I've already had two that are bucking against my censorship, so to speak. But that's okay. It is what it is. I don't care. There's a topic. What sayings drive you nuts? I was asked this question on Facebook the other day. What? Not me personally. It was just a particular Facebook posting, and this person had put in the saying, "It is what it is." They said, "Why do people say that? It's so." I can't even remember some of the words they used to describe what they thought that saying was all about. I'll go into in the next one what that's. I use it constantly. It is what it is, but I use it for a very good reason, I think. Well, I think that's my belief anyway. But come at me with some questions, and I'll answer them within reason, along with my boundaries, and so long as they're not too absolutely about my personal life, or about my family. So, all right, I'm 4 minutes to go. I'm going to end this stream now, and I hope to see you back in when you see the video that just says "Just Chatting" with Demi. Come on, join in the chat, and we'll see how we go. JT, if you're there, I have 4 people on Twitch at the moment, and they don't want to go. Okay, look, I'm quite happy to come back on and do it again a bit later on, if you're happy for me to do that. Yeah? They want to do that? All right, I'll do that. I know JT's sitting on the side lurking, and I'll just, I'll come back on a little bit later. I'll go have some breakfast and, do the normal things that normal people do. I have a cat that's going to demand to get fed soon, so we'll go from there. Okay, everybody, I'll see you again soon. If you see the chatting with Demi, then just pop in and let's have a bit of a convo. It should be good, and it can be fun. All right, stay safe, everybody. Demi out, and I'm stopping the stream now. So away we go.